Are you wondering how to sell your home without a realtor? Well, today I'm going to tell you exactly how to sell your home all on your own. Six percent of homes are sold by owner according to the National Association of Realtors. And although these homes sell for 25% less on average than an agent-assisted sales, some people still think it's worthwhile to cut out the middleman. So if you're thinking of selling without a realtor in Vancouver, British Columbia, here are 7 steps you need to know. Step 1. What's your home really worth? There are a lot of online calculators to help you answer this question. Just Google Home Value Estimator to see a whole list of them. These tools rely on automated valuation models gleaned from public recorded information. If you're in a cookie-cutter neighborhood where homes are similar and there are a lot of recent transactions, these valuations can work pretty well. But if you're in a custom home, an older neighborhood, an area where homes tend to be unique, or there's been a lot of remodeling in your neighborhood, these automatic evaluations do not work so well, and you can leave a lot of money on the table by not accounting for nuanced value of your property. Also, these free tools are lead generators for real estate agents, brokers, lenders, iBuyers, and lead generation companies who will collect data from you in exchange for using their tool. So expect a stream of follow-up emails and/or phone calls trying to connect you and move you into their sales process. You can also hire your own appraiser to appraise your home for several $100s. These are reliable, except in fast-moving markets where they can be weeks or months behind the true value a real buyer would be willing to pay given current conditions. The best way to get the most accurate estimate of price is to meet with a realtor who actively works in your market. They are the most in touch with up-to-the-minute local trends and can give you a good sense of value, accounting for the interior and exterior features of your home. Step 2. Prepping your home for sale. When you're working with an agent, they will tell you what improvements you might want to make to the property prior to selling it. That can increase the saleability and the value of your home. But if you want to sell as is, or if you're an IGTV real estate junkie with pretty good idea of what buyers like, then you'll need to decide on your own what to do to get it ready for market. At minimum, you'll need to declutter and store excess personal belongings away so that buyers are looking at a clean slate. Be sure to get rid of any personal photos, religious or political artifacts so that buyers can imagine themselves in your home without distraction. You'll also want to stage your furniture and decor to showcase the livability of your home, and a coat of white paint will do wonders to brighten and provide a neutral palette for buyers. So if you've ever been into any type of pre-sale property, you'll notice what are the colors of the walls? What are the types of furnishings they have? What type of appliances do they have? Everything is spick and span and looking bright and cheery, and that's what you need to do. Outside, you'll want to clean up the garden, trim and mow the lawn, put some flowers by the front door, and do whatever you can to improve the curb appeal. I can't tell you how important the curb appeal and the first impressions are when a buyer pulls up to your home to have a look inside. I've been involved in thousands of transactions, and I've actually had people in my car didn't want to see the house just because the outside didn't appeal to them. Not just the look of the house, but just everything in general. There may be other improvements that are important to buyers in your area, so you'll need to research those and assess whether or not they're worth doing in your particular situation. Step number 3, marketing your property. Once you determine the price and make the necessary improvements, it's time to tell the world your house is for sale. Stick up your sign in the front yard. Tell all your friends, family, co-workers, and neighbors that your home is for sale in case they know someone interested in your area. Email your contacts and host open houses on the weekends. You'll also want to conduct a digital marketing campaign to get maximum exposure for your home. You can list your home on Zillow and other for sale by owner sites for free, but be sure to have at least 25 photographs taken by a professional photographer of your home so that it shows its best online. The better the photos, the more people will click to learn more about your home. Do not use your iPhone. A professionally produced video, virtual tour, and floor plans will also help. Promote this listing on all your social media channels: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, WhatsApp, WeChat, and any other relevant online forums or groups that you belong to. Be sure to describe the important features of your property in as much detail as possible to attract serious buyers and avoid time-wasting questions that could be preemptively answered on the listing. Provide a phone number where people can call you anytime and try to answer right away so as not to miss a good buyer. If you do miss a call, call back immediately. Once you list your home for sale by owner, aka FSBO, expect to get a lot of calls from agents, brokers, and lead generation companies hoping to get you to give up and list with them. Expect to get lowball offers from iBuyers and individual investors as well. Agents representing legitimate buyers may call you on behalf of their clients, and they'll ask if you are willing to pay a commission for the buy side of the deal. This is entirely up to you, but if you say yes and agree to pay the going rate, you'll have someone on the other side who will be working hard to make the transaction go smoothly. But never forget that buyers' agents represent their clients, not you, no matter how nice and knowledgeable they are. Have you ever tried to sell a home on your own? How did it go? Let me know in the comments below. Step number 4, qualify potential buyers. Prior to arranging for anyone to see your house personally, you'll want to be sure they're qualified to actually buy it. The best way to do this is to find a lender you trust and ask them to screen prospects for you. Most lenders will be happy to do this free of charge in hopes of winning the buyer's business. They can quickly pre-qualify buyers over the phone by asking some key questions and exchanging and checking their credit history. While this isn't as thorough as a full pre-approval, it's a start. If the buyer is paying cash, you want to see proof of funds before inviting them over for a personal showing that can take anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour of your time. Ask them to share their most recent statements showing the cash balance. They can redact account numbers for privacy. Step number 5, property showings. Once you've pre-qualified any buyers, you can make an appointment for them to come over and see your home. If you're in a hot market and want to maximize your time, you can schedule multiple parties to come at staggered times on a particular day. So if you've been in Vancouver and you've been looking around over the last year and a half, things have changed dramatically, and you might have seen a whole bunch of people standing outside of a home. And that's because the Realtor has scheduled showings every 10 to 15 minutes. And so some people come and they have a big long lineup, and they'll get 40 or 50 people through on one afternoon at an open house. Don't be surprised if the buyer comes with their agent. And often it's the buyer's agent who made contact with you in the first place. Otherwise, you'll need to arrange individual showings for qualified parties. To get ready for a showing, you'll need to completely straighten and clean your home. Turn on all the lights, put the dog someplace out of the way, burn some scented candles, and generally make the house shine. When prospective buyers come through, try not to oversell, overtalk, or hover. Buyers need space to see the home on their own and imagine themselves living there. Take them from room to room, point out a nice feature or something you loved about that particular part of the home. Then stop talking and let them absorb, ask questions, talk amongst themselves, or whatever. If the buyer comes with an agent, be aware their agent may chat you up to help give the buyer space to think and or create rapport with you so that you probably maybe list your house with them if you fail to sell it on your own. If the buyers come without an agent, stay alert and keep safety in mind, as there are scammers who will pretend to be buyers. Come for a showing and distract you with conversation while a partner digs through your drawers and steals whatever they can. even prescription medications from your medicine cabinet. This can happen at open houses as well, so put your valuables in deep storage. And a side note here, we had a home where the homeowner, even though the home was listed, let a buyer's agent with their buyer into the home. And of course, the buyer wandered around, the seller wasn't paying attention because the agent was chatting up my client, and an $8,000 gold necklace went missing. Absolutely devastating, as it was an heirloom from her grandmother. Number 6, contract negotiation. A potential serious buyer will typically make a verbal offer, often below your asking price. Unless you're in a hot market, you'll have to decide how to respond. If the price is way off, just be upfront, but be polite about it. Do not take it personally. If it's close enough to what you want, ask them to put the offer in writing to see if they're really committed, because a verbal offer isn't worth the paper it's printed on. Their terms might be such that it's worth taking a little less because you're getting other things you want in the transaction. You can simply counter their price with the price you want, but maybe you give them some other reasonable concessions so that everybody feels like it's a win-win. If you're in a hot market and get multiple offers, you're going to have to read each contract very carefully, and they may be different depending on if there's an agent using a standard contract or an individual using their own homemade contracts, and make your decision. Honestly, if you don't buy and sell property frequently, then you should probably hire a real estate attorney to help you sort through your options, advise you on who and how to counter, and help you through the negotiation process. Or find a good real estate agent who's active in the market and hire them to help you for whatever fee you can mutually agree upon. Step number 7, closing. Once you've agreed on a price and the terms and conditions, there will be a time frame that the subjects will be removed, and that could be 7, it could be 10 days. At that point in time, the buyer will have to provide a deposit, and that deposit could either be held by a lawyer or a notary. Property purchase agreements always come with deadlines, and representing yourself, you'll have to stay on top of them to keep the transaction running smoothly. You'll need to confirm that the trust has been transferred on time for the right amount. You'll need to make sure the buyer moves through the pre-approval process with their lender and/or updates proof of funds as appropriate, and you'll need to provide complete seller disclosure per the laws of your province, which include strata documents, title reports, etc. You'll need to accommodate home buyer inspections. You may need to negotiate repairs if the inspectors find issues. You'll need to accommodate their appraiser and possibly renegotiate the price if the appraisal comes in too low. You may need to make additional repairs depending on the situation, accommodate the final walkthrough, deal with any final issues, and ensure the balance of the funds arrives on time. You'll also be packing, moving, cleaning, and saying goodbye mentally to your beloved home of personal memories during this time. So it can be extremely stressful and chaotic. Every transaction has its drama, so you need to be mentally prepared for this. There will be surprise problems, unexpected expenses, multiple lender requests from the buyers that seem annoying, and it's easy to become irate because the stakes are so high with all the money involved. And on top of that, most sellers are emotionally attached to their homes. This is the part where realtors really earn their money, because having a third party involved who is invested in bringing the two sides together can go a long way when the sellers are upset with the buyers, and the buyers think the sellers are crazy. But if you can stay calm and detached from the outcome, you have a much better chance of seeing it through to the end. If you make it through the drama, once the contract deadlines are met and the final funds transferred into the trust account, the property is ready to close. Your title company or attorney or lawyer will handle this depending on what part of the country you live in. On your contract of purchase and sale, there's 2 dates that are very important. One is the completion date and one is the possession date. On the completion date is when the lawyer will firstly transfer the funds and then transfer the title. Once that is completed, the lawyer or notary gets a notification from the land titles that the title has been transferred. Is when the property has been transferred to the new buyer. And you, as the seller, will have obtained the funds in the morning in most cases. So if you're up for all of this, go ahead and sell your house on your own. I do recommend you speak with a realtor as part of your due diligence. Not because I'm a realtor, but because you really can leave a lot of money on the table if you're not tuned into the nuances of your local market. I've seen it happen before, and there's nothing worse than not getting the full value of an asset you purchased, maintained, improved, and loved for all the years that you were in that property. Hi, I'm David Crawford with eXp Realty. I love helping people buy and sell real estate in Vancouver, British Columbia. If you're thinking about selling and want a no-stress opinion of the value of your property, given its location, condition, and demand in today's market, feel free to call, text, email, or reach out anytime. I'm happy to help, no strings attached. Next time, we're going to talk about what you need to know if you're thinking of selling your Vancouver home to move to another area or province. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. It's free, and you can always change your mind later. So for more information about buying or selling, check out these other videos on the screen. Thanks very much for watching. Bye for now.